Okay, so this video covers the scoring of lines for the Panzer IV. Before we start with that, though, I want to just cover that this black line here, just take a sharp utility knife and cut that right out so it can fold as a separate part from the upper hull side here. Now, I have a separate utility knife for this, but you can use the other one for this as well. Take a piece of sandpaper, a piece of fine sandpaper, and just dull the blade down a bit. Now, I've already dulled this one probably too much, so I don't want to do it again, but it does work wonders, and you don't cut through the paper anymore, even if you press quite hard. And it makes the lines fold very nice. Much nicer than using a sharp blade. So just score the dotted red lines. There are some solid red lines, particularly on the gun expansion bit. And the turret back has them as well. You don't score these. Just leave them. They're fold lines, not score lines. So you can try to use a ruler for this. I never have much luck with it. I find I have much better luck freehand. But some people are good with rulers. I am not one of them. So just take your time and go fairly slow and just make sure you score all these dotted lines straight and accurate as possible. I understand there are quite a few of them on this model, so it's a bit of a process. And hull sides here. And don't forget this dotted line right along there. Now for these particularly long lines on here and the track cover, I would recommend using a ruler, a straight edge, to just fold these over. Otherwise you might end up folding part of it and not the whole thing. It's quite annoying. But everything else, you won't need that. So all of these will just fold on their own without the ruler. It's fine. So just quickly go through the rest of these lines with you. Now, of course, there'll be two of these, one for each side. And the gun expansion here is a bit of a challenge to cut. And keep in mind, there are several solid red lines and 3 dotted red lines. So just score the dotted ones. There we go. Ration box. That's 3 score lines. And the turret. Now, even with a dull blade, you don't have to press particularly hard. And if you do press too hard, you will end up pushing through a little bit of the paper. You don't really need much pressure even with the dulled blade. Depending, of course, on the thickness and rigidity of the cereal box you've selected, so it's kind of different for each one. Okay, and that will get you to the next step.